By the Emperor's light, another warp breach! Purge the heretics for the Emperor! Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So, last time, we got into a tussle with a herd of heretics and found out the hard way that if you're going to be fighting demons, it is a smart idea to bring a couple of psychers along. But, for now, we are going to clear out the rest of this bar, head over to Hieronymus, let him know that there are no more heretics, and then it's off to go talk to Vladaym and see if we can't mop up the last remaining side quests before we head out into the wild blue yonder. It's over. It's all over. I wish I were blind, then at least I wouldn't have seen it all. My cousin said he saw some aristocrat lose a whole planet in a game of cards. God damn.
I always keep my options open.
Leftovers of pitiful food are stuck to the sides of the plates. Fair enough. Is there any more loot? Ooh.
Unexpected result.
The decanter used to contain a cheap amasec, which, for the sake of attractiveness, has obviously been enriched with a deodorizing agent. Yeah, fair enough, but I'm more concerned with loot or cargo. Ooh, there we go. Thank you. We are also incredibly injured, and I am still covered in shit. Mostly from walking in the sewer, but honestly, some of it has got to be my own after we came so close to TPKing last episode. Let me just check the map real fast. Ooh. Okay, there's a lot of loot that I missed. Loot? Do a little bit of pixel hunting. It's got to be around here somewhere. There it is. Come on, Pascal.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Thank you, Pascal. Alright, and then there's apparently some loot in here. Yeah, there we go. I'll take that. This guy still hasn't fallen over because he is the definition of a badass. And there was loot in here somewhere? Yes, no, maybe so? I'm not seeing anything. It says there's loot.
Is there money to be made?
There it is. Come on, Pascal. 97%. Yeah.
Irrefutable.
Nicey nice. Alright. Is there anybody that we can actually talk to? I'm not seeing anybody with a name. Alright. I think it's off to go see Hieronymus before we go talk to the mighty Wizard of Oz. And just check the map real fast. Yep, we should be clear.
I always have a backup plan.
There we go. Alright. Where the shadows are deepest of all, and rot. You know what? We'll come back here real quick. I know there's another group of thugs that we're looking for. I don't want to waste too much time meandering around without direction. But we might as well take a quick look. Come on, potato. Got a lot of stuff we want to try and do. And none of it involves looking at loading screens. Before you is a compartment of a massive void ship adapted into a living space. From inside the building, the clinking of glasses and numerous voices can be heard. Alright, well, before we go any further forward, let's take a look at this. So, many of the systems... Okay, so this is the main thing where we gotta go talk to Vladaym and wait for the repairs. Study 10 planets, that's fine. Can't do that here. Looking into the anvers, it is worth taking a closer look. A note found on the body of Cinder. The turnoff is visible from the bar's entrance. Okay. And then the quarantine zone. And we gotta go talk to Argenta on the ship. And then the hidden caches. Alright, so we're moving right along. So, we should be able to find...
I always get the job.
Under a layer of rust, scratches, and ancient paint, the silhouettes of long erased letters are barely visible. Undoubtedly, in the past, this filthy sign was adorned with the proud name of the bureaucratic heart of the entire Imperium, Adeptus Administratum. Adeptus Omosecus. I like the new name better. Alright.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah, there was a door in this direction. That I thought we should have been able to interact with. Hello? Nothing, huh? Alright, well, I guess it's off to go talk to Hieronymus. The indistinct hum of disconnected voices hangs over the crowd. The street vendors seem to be lacking some essentials, and in their impotence, the people do not hold back their angry exclamations and curses. Yeah, fair enough. Well, you know what? We are heading back this way anyway, so might as well make sure that we didn't forget to loot anybody over here. Because they might have something that points us in the right direction. Hello? And no more loot. Oh well. We were heading this way anyway. And we'll be back after we talk to Vladaym. Come on, you guys. Ooh. What's this? Now's our time, not theirs. Go to their homes, drag them out of their beds, carve open their bodies like carcasses at a slaughterhouse. The Imperial Navy, Casablanca, Corda, Von Valencius, their names mean nothing now. Tomorrow we'll erase them from memory. Go and seize power, as much of it as you can carry. I think I've read that before, but it is a little bit suspicious that Winter Scale isn't part of that list.
I always keep my options open.
Alright, back to Hieronymus. And hopefully we can figure out exactly where we're supposed to go deal with the Anvers. But, like I said, I want to be done with Footfall by the time the DLC comes out. That way we can just jump into it as quickly as humanly possible. Hello? Don't lie to me. Don't say 100% if you aren't ready to go. What is this? Thank you. Insulting what little intelligence I have. Come on, potato. There we go. Alright. It is off to see the wizard. Hello, my friend. The Emperor protects. Your request has been fulfilled. The cultist den in the shadow quarters has been cleared out. A grim smile brightens his feature, and he makes the sign of the Aquila. I hope that their suffering was commensurate to their deeds. Ooh. Got some free reputation. Is it true that the pirate Dens Bellardo was your parishioner, and that he endowed the Drusians with donations? It is. Over the course of his life, that reprobate had burdened his soul with many vile and egregious acts. His confessions were akin to a grand oh God, I cannot read. Listing humankind's imminent vices and enormities. It was all the more painful for him to realize that of all the heinous acts he had committed, not one had been forgotten by the Emperor. Dens Bellardo was afraid of death, and which would await him after. He hoped to atone for his misdeeds, yearned to convince, if not the Emperor, then himself at least, that he had been more than conscious speck of malignant mold his entire life. You know what? Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. And it is true for miscreants above all others. The greater the transgression, the more miraculous and wondrous the repentance. Well, I must take my leave. We have got to go have a conversation with the Governator. So, it is off to see the wizard.
Because Baraka trades Xeno artifacts on Footfall. Them fairly blatantly at that. And the Ordo Xenos is in no hurry to rectify the situation.
I don't understand. Never before has Vladaym refused me an audience. I am a hereditary servant. My family has tended the station for generations. How dare you bar my way? Well, this man is clearly clearing up his schedule for us, so we might as well head on in. Hello, friends. My patience. You remember the way out. You are dismissed. The tall man in austere gray clothes makes a show of looking past the woman he's addressing. Vladaym, Vladaym, Vladaym. What Aussie put such harsh words into your mouth? You talk like you're an imperial clerk, not one of us. The woman, who is standing with her back to you, lets out an ostentatious sigh. Then her tone changes dramatically. Where's my cargo, Vladaym? Falco has it, doesn't he? So that's how you do business with your old friends these days. So you don't remember. Then the help will remind you. Guards, escort her out. Adari, move. The massive guard leans down to the woman and says in a lowered voice, Jay, get going while he's letting you. Go drown your sorrows at the Amescus, and thank your lucky stars you were able to walk out the door. You won't get the chance next time. First an insult, and now threats. I see courtesy and tact are no longer a valued commodity on Footfall. Oh well, I'll find myself a better deal. She turns on her heel and heads towards the exit. As she passes you by, she gives you a quick once-over, winks at you, then immediately turns away with a flip of her jet black hair. I'm sorry, Jay. Usually, Pirate Queen is my kryptonite. But we have Goth Mommy standing less than 5 feet away from you. The tall man, who has long since noticed your presence, is studying you intently. Vladaym Tokara, liege of Footfall, let us please proceed to my office. A spread befitting a visitor of your rank is waiting. Your entourage will be accommodated nearby. Certainly. Let's go. Please, follow me. While you are engaged in small talk, you get a chance to take the measure of Liege Tokara. His expression is aloof and focused, his gestures curt and firm, and his speech calm and quiet, as though he is used to people always listening to what he says. Judging by his observant gaze, he has been studying you in turn this whole time. Vladaym straightens his chair and says in a polite but completely indifferent tone, let's talk business. On behalf of the elite of Footfall Station, I offer you my condolences, Lord von Valencius. We mourn Lady Theodora's loss, and we hope this sentiment is taken as a sign of our good intentions and willingness to cooperate. Thank you, Liege. A terrible loss for all of us. I hope that under your guidance, the dynasty can recover from this blow and attain even greater power. I am impressed by your prudence, your decision to arrive on Footfall incognito, without announcing either the death of your previous rogue traitor or your own status. It was quite wise. The rumors will spread sooner or later. It's impossible to keep secret something that's known to thousands of people serving on a void ship. But for now, you are free to reap the benefits of anonymity. I've heard so much about your rare acumen. What do you mean? Oh, fun. Or should I say, about the profoundly impressive results you managed to achieve by using it. I have always had a fondness for individuals who can destroy their enemy or gain a powerful ally with just a few well-phrased sentences or precisely issued orders. The corners of Vladaym's mouth twitched, bringing his expression dangerously close to a genuine smile. As you may have noticed, Footfall is currently in a state of crisis. Its people would benefit from the patronage of a figure such as yourself. Who is that woman the wardens threw out? Vladaym's expression hardens, and he makes a frustrated gesture. A dead woman walking. Some, however, still call her Jay Hedari. A small-time hustler with big ambitions that will lead her to a sticky end. Lore Imperium test succeeded. It's strange. A small-time hustler, even a particularly audacious one, wouldn't likely quarrel in public with a figure as important as the Liege of Footfall. What seems stranger still is that the liege knows this small fry by name. She is irrelevant, since I am the one in control of the situation on Footfall. I can speak on behalf of all of its noteworthy residents. Fun. I was attacked right on the docks. An outrageous stunt, a show of disrespect for both you and me. Sadly, such incidents on Footfall are akin to natural disasters, impossible to predict or preempt. They simply happen. Many consider Footfall to be a pirate den, but believe me when I say there is a difference between organized crime and gangs of thugs who have nothing to lose. You were attacked by the latter. The Anvers are a gang of punks who spit on our customs and our hierarchy. Even their leader is more akin to an ideologue, a rabble-rouser whose call for people's heads. Not a commander. Sooner or later we will find him and have him strung up. That will likely cool his followers' enthusiasm. Awareness test succeeded. Behind the carefully built facade of composure, you sense anger. It appears that this man is not used to losing control, but that is exactly what is happening. I would like to know more about the Anvers gang. Why haven't they been dealt with yet? He grits his teeth slightly before answering. I've been using all of my resources to delay the moment when this station is hit by famine. I haven't gotten around to the Anvers yet. As detrimental as they are, they're no players. When their leader dies, the rest will scatter. I can tell they've been a real pain for you. I bet you'd love to gut those jokers, wouldn't you? Come on, admit it. You would, wouldn't you? A shark-like smile appears on Vladaym's face. Bloody and vicious. Back where I grew up, they call it throwing someone for a loop. They carve a particular sign on the person's forehead, then load them alive into the slag disposal chute and send them out to orbit the station. Every 30 years, we clean the orbit and count how many stiffs bearing which signs have been floating around. You have no idea how much I want to throw those little thugs for a loop like in the good old days. What's the situation in the region? Troubling. Xenos raids are growing more frequent. Trade is suffering, and fringe worlds are going under. Rumors of atrocities being committed by enemies of humanity are causing excessive panic due to their exotic nature. The core of the Imperium forces in the Coronis Expanse has departed for the sector's borders to combat the Xenos threat. There has been no word from them for a while now. Then again, with the distance and the current issues with astropaths, that is not entirely out of the ordinary. Still, we are not alone. We are not yet alone. From several of the worlds hit by Xenos attacks, we've received reports of fierce warriors who descended from the sky and entered the fray. The fragmentary accounts lead me to believe that the blessed Adeptus Astartes are operating in the Coronis expanse, and I await news of their victories with great anticipation. Have there been any Xenos attacks on Footfall? No, there haven't. Attacking Footfall in general is not a particularly reasonable thing to do. Many ships are docked here at any given time, and even the listed weapons on board them would make it for a decent fighting force. And that's not even to mention the firepower that our esteemed merchants have shamefully hidden from the station's customs officials. For us here, Xenos are more of a source of income than a threat. Let's see. Are we talking about dealing in Xeno artifacts here? In the matter of speaking, miraculously, Vladaym has managed to frame the last sentence as a question. Footfall is a place where anything can be bought, and mind you, where anything can be sold. I do not approve of fear of xenotech. One must know and understand the enemy. I'm convinced that your connections with Footfall will allow you to broaden your knowledge and understanding of Xenos considerably. I will see to it that your curiosity is satisfied in every way. What sort of patronage do you seek from me? Protection. Not military protection, but a different kind of security. You have, of course, already encountered difficulties with warp navigation on your way here. I'm afraid the scope of these difficulties extends far beyond this area. Reports of disrupted routes and ships vanishing during short jumps are coming in from across this sector. Communication with the Calixis sector has been extremely unstable. Of the ships that have dived into the maw in recent years, none have yet returned. The last ship that came through the maw from the other side was struck by a temporal anomaly. The jump took almost 2 decades in real space-time. Lore warp test succeeded. You have heard of periods of warp instability, including cases where the maw would become completely inaccessible for navigation for years on end, thus temporarily cutting off the Coronis expanse from the Imperium. Even so, Vladaym's words are particularly alarming. It seems that something has had a profound effect on the maw. Why is that highlighted? Yeah. Okay. And this brings us to our main issue. Footfall is a repair shipyard and a trading post. We barely produce anything ourselves, and are largely dependent on incoming shipments, especially food shipments. The station naturally has some reserves, but the supply issues didn't start yesterday. Footfall would be obliged if House von Valencius would assist us by signing a contract for food deliveries. Logic succeeded. I can't be the only one you've asked for help. Naturally, I tried contacting other rogue traders, but the terms of House Corda would have bled Footfall dry, and as for the esteemed Caligos Winterscale, instead of a food shipment from him, I received a transport, the Novica, packed with refugees. I had to send them off to Foulstone. So many mouths to feed would have only worsened the crisis further. I suppose all these were warp my... Oh god, I can't read. All these warp fluctuations have created more pressing concerns for Lord Winterscale, and so I put my faith in you, the third and last of Footfall's allies. Let's see. So Footfall is cut off from all of its shipments, the local gangs are running wild, and the local hustlers are throwing tantrums in your residence. Are you positive you're in control of the situation? If you are so fond of my acumen, then do not insult it by putting on a brave face now. We both know that you have far greater need of me than I have of you. Yeah, we'll go with number 1 first. Vladaym listens with his stony expression. You are very perceptive. Well now, you know what you're buying. The situation is difficult, but should you decide to offer your support, you'll forget about the existence of trading hubs other than Footfall, because you won't have more loyal friends anywhere else. As much as I don't want to push you, I am going to put the screws on you to try and get the best deal we can. So if you are so fond of my acumen, then do not insult it by putting on a brave face now. We both know that you have far greater need of me than I have of you. Vladaym listens with a stony expression. You are very perceptive. Well now, same thing. So what are the terms of this deal? It's simple. Delivery of food shipments from your fertile worlds. Janus, I imagine. I'm quite familiar with that jewel of the Von Valensis Protectorate. In exchange for fair payment. Yeah, no, sorry. But as much as I would love to help the peasants here, I will be doing so, but I'm going to be getting paid. The payment will be unfair, as I will be robbing you blind. But you will remain in charge. Do we have a deal? That is a reasonable business proposal. I wouldn't have gotten this much from the esteemed Incendia Corda. She would have both robbed us and asserted her own authority, and so I agree. He pauses, then adds with a dry smile, You are a dangerous man, your lordship. Now, to business. What is happening in the Shadow Quarters? Why is there a quarantine? Oh, that. Who knows? It could be an actual epidemic, or perhaps the two families that started it all just came down with food poisoning at the same time. We're on a space station. The best solution here is to isolate the area and wait for the problem to resolve itself. I've been told that when the previous Liege was faced with a similar situation, he ordered that the entire asteroid be detached and dropped into a star. I do not want to make... a choice. Please just be continuing the conversation. Yes, he did. And what a senseless decision it was. There are more reliable ways of disinfecting in the area without having to lose a whole asteroid. That maneuver of his destabilized the station's integrity, and the consequences of that were still being felt up until I became liege. When I entered the office, I had to negotiate with the tech priests to make necessary repairs, and it cost me a preposterous amount of money and resources. You could have at least supplied the people trapped in the quarantine zone with food and water. I could have, but I'm certainly not going to. Vladaym says in a bored and casual tone. I wouldn't, even under normal circumstances, and with the threat of famine hanging over the station, and our prospects so unclear, well, I wish to help the people in the quarantine zone. I will have medicine delivered to them from my ship. I can't bar you from doing so, but I can't help but take note that it's not the wisest course of action. With all due respect, your lordship. Damn it. Damn it. I may have fucked things up by taking that one. There's an establishment not too far from here. They let people torture fake Xenos there. I want it to stop. Vladaym gives a curt nod. It will be dealt with. Where does one go to make a few deals here on the station? Here. I am the main dealer on the station, and it would be disrespectful of me to suggest that you take your business to footfall traders of lesser importance. Still, you might take an interest in a few people of note. For example, Reverend Hieronymus de Lorso, this servant of the ecclesiarchy, is rumored to purchase sacred relics from captains and other traders. Don't seem keen on becoming his competitors. If you're looking for goods that can entertain you, find Octaviana at the establishment called the Adeptus Amacecus. The chemical bliss that she offers is refined and possesses a satisfactory degree of purity. Just don't ask her to pour you her signature drink. It's meant for common footfall rabble, not discerning clientele. Let me look at your wares. I am at your service. You can expect the most generous discounts. Damn it. I may have screwed that up. I think... I might have to end this conversation and see how far back my saves go. Yeah, we don't have enough to bump up to the next level. Jesus. 66 on the first thing? Ooh. That would be really good for Cabela. Yeah, we don't have enough. I'm not going to trade everything just to get some bullshit. Let's see if we can talk to him again just to force our way. Greetings, your lordship. I don't mean to hurry you, but I do hope that our deal is still in place. The station continues to experience increasingly severe shortages of provisions. The mask of cold courtesy vanishes from Vladaym's face as soon as he takes in the air, which is permeated with the miasmas of sewer stench. He grimaces, desperately fighting the urge to turn his head away, but eventually regains his composure. Yeah, look, dude, I'm sorry I'm covered in shit. Maybe you should clean up your station every now and then. Upon noticing Cabela, Vladaym quickly assumes a bored expression, carefully, without making any sudden movements. He wipes his glasses, and as if absent-mindedly, puts a hand under the table. Rest assured, I will be candid. My lips are bound by the oath of service. What exactly interests you on Footfall? This abode of merchants, xenotech traders, and only a few bandits. What oath were you referring to? There is a certain custom on Footfall. Any rogue trader who arrives at the station and docks is considered to be its absolute ruler, and the liege their loyal servant. That makes me your servant. Vladaym's arrogant bearing contradicts his words. However, as long as you remain incognito, it will be difficult for you to use this privilege. Keep this in mind if you wish to communicate with the less knowledgeable inhabitants of the station. For them, you are an ordinary visitor to Footfall. Don't worry, I won't abuse my right. And I, in turn, will remember your gracious attitude, and I'll remember it when the esteemed Caligos Winterscale returns to discover that Footfall is no longer under his patronage. He will be displeased upon finding his demands encroached upon, and will try to take it back, and Caligos Winterscale displeasure is a very hazardous phenomenon. A fight between two rogue traders will ensue, and as ridiculous as it may sound, its outcome will most likely depend on the allegiance of this station's humble liege. Something tells me you used to be a bit of a bandit yourself. You are not wrong. My path was long and bloody, but in the end, I rose from running a gang that had staked its claim to a treatment filter station to becoming the Liege of Footfall. Many died to make this possible, and those who survived figured it would be more convenient to put me at the head than continue the slaughter of the turf war. I can only hope that my elevation and the peace that came with it have done the station good. There's sound logic to having the sharpest mind run the station. The administratum would have installed some pitiful clerk instead. I appreciate your breadth of thinking. In this day and age, few choose to allow themselves such a thing. Who holds the reins of the xenogoods trade? The Casablanca Mission, a criminal syndicate that has seized control of the entirety of the cold trade in the sector. Xenos creations are in high demand, and so every single colony has a Casablancan agent or two. Opposing their commercial interests is a lot more dangerous than using their merchandise. A pale ghost of a smile appears on his lips. Still, making friends with this organization is as profitable as it is dangerous to make enemies of them. And it just so happens that I've managed to earn their trust, and on Footfall, they conduct their business under my watchful eye. He sends you a meaningful look. Blasphemers of impure thought. Pascal's vox erupts with furious hissing static. The cold trade is a shameful encroachment on the privileges of the Adeptus Mechanicus. He glares at Vladaym. Those transparent eyes are clearly avoiding Pascal's. I have no more questions. I am glad to have satisfied your curiosity. Other matters demand my attention. Then I won't take up any more of your time. Unfortunately, you are going to take up a little bit of my time because I chose the wrong choice back during that conversation. So I will be right back because I got to make sure that we get into the quarantine zone. So give me just a second. And we're back. Sorry about that, but I really got to make sure... Oh, misclick. I really got to make sure that we actually have access to the shadow quarters. So let me just... go with number 3. I wish to enter the quarantine zone. Out of the question, you would be putting both yourself and the station at risk. I believe I said I wish to enter the quarantine zone. You would dare defy the will of a rogue trader. Vladaym gives you a keen look. I know enough about who you were before, and what you do to people who oppose you without good reason. I will arrange to clear a passage in the barricade. Hopefully, your rashness will not spell the death of this station. Go ahead and take a look at this, just for the sake of it, because I gotta rebuy all this stuff. Thank you. Yes, please. Really want those boots, but I am going to have to come back for them. So for now, let's just do our best to loot this place as best we can.
I always have a backup plan.
Lord Captain, I am pleased to report that the inspections have been completed and all identified system failures have been resolved. The void ship is ready to depart Footfall. The crew is waiting for your further instructions, and there are also a number of issues that need to be addressed. Oh, thank you. Alright, well, unfortunately, we still have quite a few side quests that we need to mop up here. So, off into the wild blue yonder. Yeah, we'll check... Ooh, hello, friend. There was a crowd here before, but I will check the journal as soon as we are done talking with you.
Is there money to be made?
A well-groomed young man calls out to you. He is clean-shaven and dressed in clothes that are expensive but unshowy, with a bright Aquila embroidered in a prominent spot. Bastian Corda. Noble sir, a minute of your time, if you please. I am Bastian, in Durama Bastal Corda, the youngest cousin of House Corda, envoy of Incendia Bastal Corda, rogue trader of the Coronis Expanse by the grace of the most holy Emperor. And you must be an envoy of Theodora von Valentius. I noted that you arrived on the esteemed lady's ship. Corda, There are some of the most influential rogue traders in the Coronis Expanse, but not on Footfall. This station is under the control of House Winterscale. Something tells me that we are about to hear a most curious offer, says Abelard under his breath, so that only you can hear him. Quite right. I am Lady Theodora's envoy. Splendid! It is a pleasure to be speaking with an equal. Truth be told, I get a little flustered in the presence of the powers that be. Bastian smiles meekly. What did you wish to speak with me about? A matter of the utmost delicacy. You see, you've been to the residence of the Liege. Vladaym almost certainly appealed to you for assistance in the arrangement of shipments to Footfall. The Von Valentius Protectorate is famed for the abundance of its main agri-world, Janus. It would be odd for him not to seize on such an opportunity when Footfall is on the verge of famine. However, the Corda dynasty pursues its own interest on Footfall. We have already announced our terms to the Liege, but he is stalling. I imagine in hopes of getting a better offer from you. The Corda dynasty believes, Bastian smiles and gives a slight shrug, that cooperation would be preferable for both rogue trader houses. If you refuse Vladaym, thereby forcing him to agree to a deal with us, the Korda dynasty can promise you a share of the profits from the future contract, as well as certain other prerequisites. Everybody benefits. The Emperor's most loyal servants should be more concerned with carrying his will through the stars and less with divvying up profit among themselves, Argenta says disapprovingly, but quietly enough so as not to interrupt the negotiations, especially when the well-being of one of the Imperium's worlds is at stake, even one such as Footfall. Behind your smile, Master Bastian, teal shadows swirl. Others may not see them, but your worry cannot escape my eye. What are you afraid of? Your house's wrath should these negotiations prove fruitless, or the wrath of House von Valencius? Would you mind elaborating on the terms of your proposal? Not at all. Would you like to take these negotiations somewhere more suitable so that I may go over the details? Bastian smiles and opens his mouth with it to offer another piece of sugar-coated courtesy when suddenly... Death to off-worlders! The Anvers reign supreme! I'll get help. Oh, lovely.
But I will grant none.
Alright, so we've got a herd of assholes over here, and an even bigger herd over there. So, Cassia, you can go there. I will go... I guess here? Cabela can go ahead and have my back over here. Twice dead Lanny, you say. Pascal, you're right there since you're going to be going first. I can't go any further forward. Argenta can go... Where is Twice Dead Lanny? There he is, all the way the fuck over there. You know what? I'll put you right there. And I will put Abelard right there. Alright. Let's do this. So, Pascal. First things first. Yeah, we can get just about all of us. And then the front line is going to be right here. Back line can be right here.
Computation fails.
Yeah, we'll put it right there. And then... might as well put that one right there.
Running binary override.
Who's going to be getting the most out of this? Ooh. We'll go ahead and go with this. Because it's going to be about a turn before Abelard gets in there. Alright, Pascal. Go ahead and go right there. And then kill that poor fool. Thank you. Fantastic turn. Oh, Jesus. You horrible bitch. Yeah, I'm just gonna have Goth Mommy come over here and beat the living shit out of all of you.
I am your blade and shield.
And we will go ahead and do This. Thank you. And jumpy jump. You are welcome to try and run away, but I don't think that you will. You know what? Jumpy jump. You missed? Oh, he parried. Fair enough. Well, eat shit, dude.
I shall not fail.
That was an admirable try, though. And then run back there.
I will leave footprints of
Fantastic. Alright. Argenta. You go right there. Man, all these injuries are really pissing me off. So, I need to start putting these down.
Doubt is for the weak.
And then, might as well go with him,
As
too.
the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay. So,
I'll do it.
we're just going to go for the big hit. It would be nice to do a little bit more, but yeah, fuck them up.
Eradicated.
All right.
Let's get to it.
Ow. You evil bitch. How dare you?
Just a minor setback.
Okay. Let's have you go there and do this.
Emperor, give me strength. Another foe painted black.
I can't do it to either of you. Oh, that sucks. Let's see. Blinding grenade, force grenade. Ooh. That could be rather fun. I would be doing a little bit of damage to Abelard. Sorry. Been watching too much Castlevania recently. He can take it.
This the navigator's might.
Sorry, Abelard.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
God damn, Cassia. Can't give it to either of you. I can give it to Cabela and have her come running over here.
In the name of House Orselio, I shall prevail.
I probably should have saved that.
A dance of blades
Yeah, I
and
definitely should have
shadows.
saved that. Can't hit anybody with it. Damn. Oh well.
Let's get to it.
Hello, sir.
Let's make it quick.
I am not too happy that Lenny stole
Out of my way.
2 of our turns away, but most of his people are lying dead on the floor right now. Okay, Pascal, you go ahead and come up here. And And then put this on him.
My vow is to serve.
And then... Yeah, go ahead and take a shot. There we go. Thank you, Pascal. Let's put the new front line. Oh, how about... Ooh, I can rotate it. Let's put the new back line right there.
Prognosis is favorable.
And then might as well do this.
Running binary override.
Let's
Oh, fuck yourself, Lanny. Oh, you bitch. You horrible, horrible bitch. Oh my god. Look at all this movement. Well, let's have you come running up there. And then we can do this.
Death comes in silence.
And then... what do we want to do?
The shadows will see it done. My blade whispers your name.
There we go. And... you know what? It's free,
Trust me.
so... might as well do it. Alright. Cassia... Ooh, I can get everybody with that.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Really?
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Alright. Now. I desperately want to get a shot off on somebody. I can't get you or you. I can, however, get you and you. You don't have any cover. So you know what? I'm gonna do
I'll
this.
see to it personally.
And now I'm going to shoot
Who,
you.
if not me?
There we go.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Get him, Abelard.
One fewer time.
Thank you. And I'm just gonna do
I will
this
do my duty.
and this
It will be done.
and this.
At your beck and call.
Hold on.
Oh my god, the NPC killed somebody. So if I go there, I do get a shot off on him. Alright. Let's start stacking buffs. See if we can't help Goth Mommy out just a little bit.
I'll make it happen.
Ooh. Yeah, 50-50.
It's as good as done.
Damn it. Oh well. At least I hit him.
Time to slaughter someone.
So if he wants to try and run from Goth Mommy, he is going to have a bad time. Let's do this. And then this.
Request approved.
And then hit him with the business. Or miss him with the business. That's fine. Eat shit, Lanny.
Loss in our ranks.
How fucking dare you? You evil bastard.
As honor ordains.
Now just punch him in the face.
As the tenants demand.
Eat my ass, Lanny. My god. Okay. Let's quickly loot the place. Sector 2, watch your back. Make sure you're not being followed. Yeah, well, unfortunately, dude pissed the wrong guy off. God damn it. Now she has head trauma on top of everything else. Okay. Check the map. There is 2 more bits of loot. Where? There we go. I'll take that. And Corda is already on the ground. Okie doke. Well, unfortunately, it is a little bit past that time of the hour. So we are going to have to end it here for today. But we will go explore the quarantine zone and finish off the other side quests we're missing in this area next time. But until then, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming along with me. I hope you all have had a wonderful day. And until I see you next time, have fun and stay safe out there.